lecture for this chapter, that is components of food. We are going to complete today the chapter. Clear? And today's topic, as we have done previously about all the components of food, their functions, what are the deficiency disease caused due to the irregularities of that functions, in that of components of food. So now in this video we are going to discuss about the just last slide is left out is deficiency of water. So today's topic is deficiency of water. Now what happens if we are not taking water in a proper way? What does it happen? That we are going to discuss. So let's go through your book. So open your book, page 1 to number 21. I am just reading out. You should go through line by line carefully. We lost water from our body in the form of sweat, water vapor and urine. So just we have we have seen such words: sweat, urine, and last is water vapor, isn't it? So due to this three way, we are just losing water from our body. You know about these three words, isn't it? Sweat is that we usually have due to the humidity weather, isn't it? So just the water which comes out from our body in these three forms, it's think that we are just deficient of water from our body. Water level is decreasing from our body. Now what to do? Thus this loss of water must be made up of for, otherwise dehydration can occur. In last lecture I have told you about this word, isn't it? Means due to the insufficient of potassium and sodium, we are just suffering from this type of symptoms can be seen. So what is dehydration? It actually is the excessive loss of water from our body. So what does it mean? Excessive loss of water from our body, that we call is called dehydration. It's okay. So excessive loss of water due to from our body, that is called dehydration due to sweat, urine and water vapor. Now what happens? What are the symptoms? Not the symptoms, we can say what happens if loss of water from our body increases. Then vomiting, diarrhea, burns, heat stroke. So what are that? Vomiting, diarrhea, burns, so on extra. These are the we can say let's due to the we are causing our body from our body just suffer from this type of problems. Okay, so during dehydration the body not only loses water but also loses some minerals like potassium and sodium. You know that in previous lecture we have learned that sodium and potassium we can get if we are taking salt and some food items in a adequate amount, but which helps in our body to maintain the water balance in our body. But if we are not taking, and during this, due to such problems, what happened? We are just losing and suffering from such things, that is vitamin, diarrhea and this. And within this also some potassium and sodium are also lost by us, minerals, isn't it? Now what happens? This loss of water and minerals from the body may lead to cramps. So the body cell shrink and cannot function properly. So what happens? As the loss of this occurs, some cramps are just interacted in our body, and due to that our body cannot function properly. So acute dehydration may also leads to the death of the patient. You know what happens if dehydration occurs due to the loss of water. In that, what your mother gives you, it's a simple, usually they used to take a water of glass, and in that used to pour the sugar and equalize the label with sugar and salt, and you are taking that is continuously within intervals, so that just that water contains just increases the water level slowly. After this, there comes a word ORS. You all have heard about the word ORS. What is that ORS? It's an oral rehydrating solution. It's oral rehydrating solution. Now, what's the use of such solution in our body, and how they are, we can say, useful to us? Clear? So ORS is given to the patient to cure rehydration. The which solution I was saying you with the equalizing that salt and sugar, but this is the same, that only solution which equalizes the or just controls the dehydration in your body. ORS can be taken from primary health centers at the free of cost. If not possible, one can also make it at home by mixing 6 teaspoons of sugar and half teaspoon of salt in 1 liter of boiled water. This is a way you can mix it. That is 6 teaspoon of sugar plus half teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon of salt equals to ORS, and it is a solution, also gateway rid of dehydration. Okay, so this is a way that we have completed our second chapter. Just turn to page and come to self-check questions. Now, in the self-check questions, what is the first question? That is, what is balance time? Balance time, you know, the answer is already given, isn't it? The answer is given on to page number 17. So what is the answer? The diet which contains all the components of food required by the body in adequate quantity is called a balanced diet, isn't it? Have you understood? The answer again I am repeating. The diet which contains all the components of food required by the body in adequate quantity is called a balanced diet. What is the number second? Match the following. So I am just doing onto the board, and you will complete in your notebooks. In books right now, and afterwards in notebooks. So number one is vitamin. Number one is vitamin A. Number two is vitamin. Number two is vitamin D. Number C is vitamin C. And last, number four is it's iron. Okay. Now, what are the options that we have to match? Number one is rickets. Number two is anemia. Number three is night blindness. Number three is Night blindness, you know, vitamin A is night blindness. It's number 1. Then vitamin D, this is caused by vitamin D is rickets. So it is number 2. Number 3, vitamin C is scurvy. Vitamin C is scurvy. Number 4, iron is anemia. Iron is anemia. And number 5 is calcium osteoporosis. And it's 5. See, we have completed the matchups on the board. Now what you have to do, see, the next number 3 is what is PEM? That I have already written on the board in your lecture. See, the answer is PEM is protein energy nutrition. Sometimes we call it protein energy under nutrition. It's a form of malnutrition that is defined as a range of pathological conditions arising from the coincident lack of proteins or dietary proteins and energy in varying proportion. It's already I have written previously lecture, but still an attachment I have done with the answer to the assignment. So no issue for that. And what is obesity? The total mass of the body increases and the person is said to be suffer from obesity. And obesity means being too fat. So we have also completed with our lecture today's the self-check questions. Now what you will have to do? We have to go through the lecture thoroughly so that you can understand about today's lecture. And second, these 4 questions. What is balanced diet? These matchups. What is PEM and what is obesity? These 4 questions already given on to page number 22. That you have to complete in your notebooks being as homework. So try to complete your work on time. For the next lecture, we are going to start with the question thesis. That is, take the right options, fill in the blanks, true, false, matchups, one-word answers, then short answers, and further than the last long answers. It's okay. So thank you for today and have a nice day. And I hope that you will complete your work on time.